Have you ever wondered why some people seem to possess an extraordinary inner strength to overcome every temptation, persistently pursue goals, and achieve resounding success, while others struggle with a lack of discipline every day? The secret isn't in an iron will, but in a deeper fire, an insane desire hidden within each of us. This video has opened a door to the true nature of self-discipline. It's not about restriction, but about being guided by greater desires. We've explored how a fervent belief and a deep understanding of what you truly want to achieve are the most powerful motivators, helping you overcome small temptations. The nature of self-discipline. The video begins by stating that behind every almost ruthless effort, there is always an almost insane desire. Only higher desires can overcome lesser desires. People who lack self-discipline simply do not know their greater desire. For instance, if you say you aren't self-disciplined enough, can't control late-night cravings, can't persevere in exercising, or can't persevere in studying. Imagine if someone signed a contract with you right now, promising you $1 billion if you persevere for a year. You would immediately gain the ability to be self-disciplined. The nature of self-discipline is to pursue deeper desires. It's not a means or a personal trait. It's simply the superficial state people show when pursuing deep desires. Restraining small desires for greater desires is a human instinct. So, why can't you persevere with things that can help you become better? The truth is, you don't know how to act. You don't understand. You only hear that exercise can make you healthier or studying can make you more excellent. But health and excellence are very abstract concepts. If you haven't experienced it, you won't feel the despair of being seriously ill and unable to get out of bed. You won't feel the ultimate joy of being loved back by the person you like, or the sting when people despise you and you have to bow your head in submission. Only when you experience abstract good things for yourself will they become concrete. That intense desire will seep into every pore, becoming your flesh and blood, helping you see the world from an equal perspective, then from a higher perspective, finally ignoring all petty desires in front of you, becoming an extremely self-disciplined person that others talk about. You clearly understand that you are only pursuing a greater aspiration. Confucius said, "If you know why you live, you can endure any situation." I often replace endure with enjoy when saying this, because only when you endure do you admit there is an unbearable limit. I never mention the concept of delayed gratification because it goes against human nature. It emphasizes endurance. True self-discipline is not endurance, not suppressing desire, but being attracted by a greater desire, weighing the pros and cons and strategically giving up low-weight desires. For example, when you exercise and are faced with sweets, telling yourself, "I must discipline myself not to indulge," is suppressing desire. When your willpower is exhausted, you will overeat. But if you truly experience society's favor for a person with a beautiful appearance, or feel the pain and helplessness of being worshipped, you will deep down want to skip this sweet. Giving it up is not restraint, but like putting down the butcher knife and standing right there, becoming a Buddha. It is a liberation, an enjoyment, enjoying the feeling of a hunter gradually approaching their prey. Human beings are the product of desire. Understanding a person's nature is understanding desire. The behavior of some people seems unreasonable just because you haven't seen their desire. If a person does not pursue the desire in front of them, surely they are hiding a greater desire. The person with a heart of accumulation but a calm face can defeat the fierce military general, Their desire is deeper and greater, and their calm appearance is indifference to the small desires in front of them. The three founders of the early Han dynasty, Han Xin had his whole family executed. Zhang Lang retreated into seclusion. Only Xiao He, because of greed, kept wealth and honor all his life. His intentional defamation was to show that he had no greater desire, using purity in exchange for trust. The 8th chapter of the Tao Te Ching says, "The best person is like water. Water brings benefits to all things without competing." This is like a signature sentence of the ancients, meaning that people should be like water, always in the lowest place to nurture all things without competing for fame. But the 2nd chapter of the Tao Te Ching says, because of not competing, no one can compete with that person. Lao Tzu only said that much about the purpose of not competing. The Trung Dung, Doctrine of the Mean, said more clearly, water in the low place then succeeds. The sea of people who live lowly become kings. The deepest motive of the best person is like water, to become a sea. Bringing benefits to all species is just a small thing on the way to becoming a sea. Doing nothing, but doing everything. Not competing, but becoming not competing, is to compete. It is an extreme desire, but extreme desire contains extremely large energy, very unstable, so it needs a hard shell. That shell is belief. In this world, no one can support you more than yourself. Family, lovers, relatives, friends, everyone is an independent individual. If you don't believe you can do something, how can you do it? When a person has extreme desire and almost fanatical belief, that person will manifest in daily life as a person with no desire, no demand, extremely self-disciplined, because everything that does not help the goal has no meaning to them. Outsiders see their state as inaction and non-competition, but in fact, every pore of their body is full of desire. You cannot understand why a person does not eat sweets, persistently exercises, or persistently studies, then what is the meaning of living anymore? That is because you do not know what those changes can bring you. How can sparrows understand the great mind of cranes? There are things in your eyes that are just dreams, just drunken stories, or material for dreams, but for them, it is an urgent need. They can focus on a goal, one thing, for many years, even decades. Swords are not sharp, not sophisticated, but heavy. All methodologies before extreme internal motivation are just vanity. There are many factors that determine your future direction, but the factor with the greatest gravity is surely discipline and perseverance, which is crazy desire and fanatical belief. These two factors combined are what we call belief. 17 secrets of success that few rich people share. In life, everyone has their own strategies to achieve success, but rich people often have special secrets that they keep private. These are experiences gained from many years of living in a fiercely competitive environment. These secrets not only help them earn more money, but also help them maintain their position in building and maintaining social relationships wisely. If you knew and applied these principles 10 years ago, your life would probably be very different now. Below are 17 principles to help you better understand how rich people think and act to be successful. You don't need to directly fire people after using them. When you've used up all of someone's value, you don't need to outright refuse or fire them to create bad rumors for yourself. There are many ways to make someone leave voluntarily without hurting their reputation. The most effective way is to create temptations that make them want to leave voluntarily. If they don't leave, it just means that the temptation you offer isn't big enough. Understanding this will help you become more alert and wiser than 99 other people in handling human resources. Mastery is creating dreams. To become a good leader, The most important thing isn't to manage everything, but to create dreams. You need to make your employees, partners, suppliers, and customers believe in the dream you draw. The most important thing is to create a dream for yourself and stick with it. When everyone believes in the same dream, it will gradually become a reality naturally, like water flowing to the source. Never reveal the real source of income. In making money, an important principle is never to let others know where you really make money from. This is especially true with close people like friends, relatives, or colleagues. The reason is because what you can do, others may not necessarily be able to do. If you help them but they aren't successful, they may turn around and blame you. On the contrary, if they make money, they won't necessarily remember your kindness. Especially, always remember that jealousy is a powerful force, and it can turn relatives into enemies. Clever gift giving. Avoid gifts that are too practical. When you want to ask someone for help, be tactful in giving gifts. Don't just care about the practicality of the gift you give, because sometimes non-practical gifts are much more appreciated. An expensive lipstick can be appreciated more than a phone, because the recipient feels it is a more delicate and meaningful gift. In many cases, the way you give a gift will determine the level of success when asking others for help. Always maintain a good relationship with people you don't like. In life, you will inevitably encounter people you don't like. However, these people may have strengths that you don't have, and they are in a higher position than you. Don't let hatred affect your work. Maintain a good relationship with them, or at least don't cause conflict. While ordinary people only make friends based on individual qualities, wise people make friends based on strength and power. Observe gold prices to identify economic trends. Gold prices are a good indicator to recognize the economic situation. When gold prices fall, it is an economic sign of development favorable for investment and starting a business. On the contrary, when the price of gold increases, this often means economic instability and investment risks. Also remember that gold can be bought and stored, but never speculate in gold. Those who make money from gold speculation are usually just taking other people's money. Only the link of interests is the best way to maintain relationships. In any relationship, interests are the most important factor. When your interests and the other person's interests are linked, the relationship will become strong, even without special feelings. On the contrary, if interests are in conflict, no matter how good the relationship is, it will become cracked. Discussing interests clearly will help the relationship become more stable and sustainable. Shouldn't answer every question directly. When someone asks you something, don't think you have to answer directly. There are questions that can be redirected or answered in a different way to help you avoid revealing too much information. This isn't dishonest, but a way to protect yourself from unwanted situations. Know how to say good words and beautiful meanings. In life, words have great power. Sometimes just saying kind words can help you achieve 50% of your goals. If combined with a little gift, you can solve up to 70% of problems. When both good words and good actions are combined, you can achieve 95% success. Therefore, always know how to use words to create sympathy and build relationships. If you borrow money, always pay it back on time. When you borrow money from others, always remember to pay it back on time. If you can't pay it back in full, pay it back little by little. Not contacting or avoiding it will only make you lose trust and have no chance to rebuild the relationship. Reputation and trust are the most valuable assets that you must protect for life. You don't need to keep in touch with everyone in relationships. What's important isn't how many friends you have, but the quality of the relationship. Always remember that benefits are real, and relationships are often just an illusion. Truly strong people will attract friends based on their abilities, not on socializing or drinking together. Small things make big things. Big things come from small things. When you don't know where to start, focus on doing the smallest things well. When small things are done excellently, they will gradually accumulate into greater success. Don't be afraid to communicate in society. Everyone is trying to express themselves, and no one is really much better than others. Be confident when communicating with people who can help you, and show them your abilities clearly. Confidence and honesty in communication will help you build lasting relationships. Don't let shyness hinder success. Many people miss opportunities because of shyness, but that's a big mistake. The things that make you feel shy are often the most important things that you need to do right away. Be bold and don't let shyness become a barrier in life. The higher the class, the more you know how to give. People in high positions in society often don't hesitate to let others benefit from them first. It is by letting others benefit first that they attract many supporters and helpers, thereby creating an increasingly large support network. Saying good things behind others' backs. The fastest way to improve relationships is to often say good things about others behind their backs. Indirect compliments will have a much stronger effect than direct compliments. This not only helps you build relationships, but also builds your own reputation. Free things are never appreciated. People often don't remember good things you do for them for free, but they will definitely remember and appreciate things of real value. Don't give them away too easily because free things are often not appreciated. Practicing these 8 sayings will help you not get angry and have a happy life. The ancients said that in 10 things in life, there are usually 8 things that are not as desired. If you find someone to talk to, there are not even 2 or 3 people in your life. Life is full of difficulties and challenges, and to live happily, we need to learn how to control our emotions to stay calm and not let ourselves get angry when facing problems. When facing countless obstacles in life, the most important thing is to know how to control our emotions, not to let anger overwhelm us, and always maintain an optimistic spirit. A truly educated person will know how to control their temper and never let anger take over their temper. When facing conflicts with others, they do not fight fiercely or lose their temper, but always know how to give in, turning big things into small things, and everything will become easier. Below are 8 quotes to help you stop being angry and find comfort in life. Reduce expectations. In life, we often have to face things that don't go as we wish. Whether we are calm or angry, things will still happen. As Franklin once said, do not be sad and pessimistic about trivial and annoying problems. If you know how to relax and reduce expectations, you will reduce a lot of anxiety and live a more comfortable and gentle life. Control your emotions. If a person always lets anger dominate, the consequences will be very serious. Imagine someone accidentally stepped on your foot on the subway. If you immediately get angry and start arguing and fighting, both sides will suffer. Or in family life, arguments over small things can also lead to unfortunate results, such as divorce. Staying calm and controlling your emotions not only helps you avoid unnecessary conflicts, but also gives you a more peaceful and happy life. Care less. Mark Twain once said, "Life is very short. We don't have time to argue, apologize, be sad, or care about everything. We only have time to love." That's right. Life only lasts about 30,000 days, and if you spend too much time fighting or being angry, you will make yourself unhappy. Paying less attention to small things doesn't mean being cowardly or compromising, but is a way to open your mind and live a peaceful life without pressure. Don't worry. According to statistics, 40% of human worries belong to the past, 50% belong to the future, and only 10% belong to the present. Many things that make us worry may never happen, and even if they do, we have the ability to solve them. So don't let the worries of yesterday or tomorrow bother you. Live fully in the present and enjoy every precious moment. Don't complain. There is a saying that complaining is pushing back what you want in life. Things don't always go smoothly. There will always be disappointments, sadness, and difficulties. But true wisdom is knowing how to calmly accept what life brings, not complaining, but using actions to overcome obstacles. Don't be dissatisfied. If you always look at what you don't have and forget the good things you do have, you will easily fall into negative and pessimistic emotions. On the contrary, if you know how to look at the positive things in life, you will find happiness in the simple things every day. As the saying goes, there are no unhappy people, only dissatisfied hearts. If you know how to appreciate what you have, from your family's health to your job and a positive attitude towards life, you will see that you are truly lucky. Everything will pass. No matter how long the night is, the sunlight will still appear. No difficulty is forever, and no challenge is strong enough to defeat a resilient soul. Life is a journey with ups and downs, and if you are patient and brave enough to overcome challenges, you will receive worthy rewards. Let go of the past. Sometimes we make ourselves suffer because we cling too tightly to past mistakes or successes. Sometimes holding on to things that are no longer important can make us lose our peace in the present. Franklin once said that letting go is a choice to face in life. Only when you learn to let go can you shed your burdens and live a peaceful and gentle life. Learning to control your emotions, being calm and optimistic in the face of difficulties is an important part of building a happy life. The above quotes are not only simple advice, but also help guide you to live a peaceful life without being caught up in unnecessary troubles and anger. The 5 most wasteful things in life should be abandoned as soon as possible. Confucius once said, "Swearing like a river that flows without stopping, day or night." This reminds us that time is extremely precious, and we must know how to take advantage of time to do meaningful things. Life only lasts more than 30,000 days, and as we age, we increasingly feel the value of time. If we do not know how to appreciate it, we will waste it on useless things. Below are the 5 most wasteful things in life that you should abandon as soon as possible to live a more meaningful and happier life. Fighting with others. The old man in the Tao Te Ching emphasized that the way of heaven does not compete but still succeeds. This means that unnecessary struggle will not bring good things in life. Many people, because of their ambition or pride, often try to compete for things that don't belong to them. They believe that just by fighting, they will achieve success, but in reality, that's not always the case. What is yours will eventually belong to you. If it's not yours, no matter how hard you try to fight for it, it will not bring the expected results. Fighting can hurt others and lead to bad relationships that affect your reputation and your own personality. Competition also makes us susceptible to unnecessary competition. Comparing yourself to others only creates a feeling of lack, dissatisfaction, and fatigue. When you spend too much time and energy on comparison or competition, you will miss out on other meaningful things in life. Understand that life is very short and our energy is limited. Instead of worrying about things that aren't worth it, spend time doing more meaningful things that help you progress and grow. Don't let your life be wasted on meaningless struggles, because it not only makes you tired, but also makes you lose important values in life. Worries about the past. One of the things that makes us often feel stressed and tired is worrying about what happened in the past. Memories of mistakes and old failures often haunt us, making us unable to focus on the present and the future. Worrying about the past is a big waste of time and mind because no one can change it. Life doesn't give us the chance to correct what happened, but it always opens new doors for us to move forward. Many people who live in the past always regret what they have lost or are angry because of the pain they have experienced. They don't realize that holding on to those negative emotions only hurt themselves, while others may have forgotten everything long ago and are living their lives. If you keep clinging to the past, you will have no room to welcome new opportunities. Learn to let go so that the past becomes a lesson instead of a burden. Don't let past successes make you complacent, and don't let failures make you step back. The past is just a part of life, but it doesn't decide everything. Live for the present and the future. Constantly complaining about life. Complaining is a common habit in modern life. We often hear complaints from people around. Parents complaining that children don't listen. Children complaining that parents are too strict. Employees complaining that the boss is too imposing, and the boss complains about lazy employees. All of these complaints are valid, but do they bring any good? The fact is that complaining doesn't solve any problem. On the contrary, it only makes the mood worse and increases stress in life. Complaining too much also makes you lose your positive spirit and creates a negative environment for yourself and those around you. Instead of complaining, focus on finding solutions. Every problem in life can be solved if we are patient and determined enough. Remember that life is a continuous process of facing and overcoming challenges. Every time you solve a problem, you will grow up and understand the value of life. The saying, "Don't complain for more than 10 minutes a day," is useful advice. If you can control your habit of complaining and instead focus on action, you will find life much more pleasant and positive. Working with people without ambition. I used to say one thing in TweetCon: a thread cannot make a skein of thread. A tree cannot make a forest. This means that to achieve success, we need to cooperate with people who share the same goals and aspirations. Who you work with has a great influence on your growth and success. If you cooperate with ambitious people, they will work together towards big goals, and both of you will have a higher chance of success. On the contrary, if you work with people who don't have clear goals or no ambition, they will only drag you down and slow down your growth. People without ambition often lack motivation and are not able to face challenges. They will slow down your work progress and make you waste time on unnecessary things. To achieve maximum growth, you need to work with people who have foresight, know how to seize opportunities, and always strive to improve. Choose your partners carefully. If you cooperate with people who have great ambitions, you will have more opportunities to achieve great achievements in your career and life. Working without thinking. In life and work, there are many people who work hard, but they just work like a machine without really thinking about what they are doing and how to improve their work. They repeat the same tasks every day without creativity or innovation. This makes them easily replaceable and does not create real value. Working hard is important, but just being hard is not enough. You need to know how to think creatively and find new solutions to improve work efficiency. When you know how to think, you will not only do your job well, but also be able to create new values that make work more interesting and meaningful. Poet Han Yu once said, "The best work comes from hard work. The most wasteful work comes from play. Success comes from thinking, and failure comes from arbitrarity." This saying emphasizes the importance of combining effort and creative thinking. If you just work mechanically without thinking and not looking for ways to improve, one day you will fall behind. Always think and be creative in your work to not only achieve higher efficiency, but also avoid wasting your life. Life is short, and time is the most valuable asset we have. To live a meaningful and successful life, learn to let go of wasteful things like fighting and worrying about the past, complaining, working with people without ambition, and working without thinking. When we know how to take advantage of time and avoid wasting it on meaningless things, we will have a happier and more fulfilling life. When you encounter difficulties or are treated unfairly, just silently recite these 3 sentences and you will win. Success and failure, good or bad, both have their own meanings. This saying reminds you that whether you are in a situation of success or failure, there are lessons and meanings of its own. Success brings joy, satisfaction, and motivation for you to continue pursuing your goals. It helps you feel the value of the efforts and perseverance you have invested. However, failure is also an indispensable part of life. It helps you understand humility. It shows you your weaknesses and reminds you of the need to improve. Learning from stumbles will train you to be more patient and resilient. It is the experience of failure that helps you prepare better for bigger challenges in the future. Similarly, the concept of good and bad in life is often relative. What you think is bad at the present time can open up opportunities or bring valuable lessons later. Sometimes today's failures or obstacles are the bridge to future success. Therefore, accepting all developments in life and learning to look at events from many angles will help you face all challenges more easily. Everything is the best arrangement. Life doesn't always go the way we want, but every event that happens has a reason and brings its own lesson. Sometimes you may feel like the choices you made were wrong or encounter unavoidable difficulties. But after time passes, you will realize that those seemingly bad events are actually stepping stones to a better outcome. This quote encourages us to believe in the arrangement of fate. All the difficulties and challenges you are facing have a reason and are all part of the journey of maturity. Sometimes you need to go through stumbles and falls to learn to appreciate the values you have and understand yourself better. Looking at every difficulty as an opportunity to grow and mature will help you maintain an optimistic attitude, ready to face future challenges. Believe that everything that happens is the best arrangement, and only when you accept those things can you move forward stronger and more confident. The difficulties you have to endure will eventually light the way to the future. This quote emphasizes that all the suffering and hardships you have to go through in life are not meaningless. On the contrary, they are the guiding lights that illuminate the path you will take in the future. When facing adversity, the important thing is not to avoid or give up, but to learn how to face and overcome it. The ancients have a saying, "Fa fu tram chu ba chiet bat nin," breaking pots and sinking boats so that there is no more retreat, which shows a strong determination to never give up. It is in the most difficult moments that people reveal their full potential and inner strength. The difficulties you encounter are not to destroy you, but to train you to become stronger, more determined in pursuing your dreams. Life is full of challenges, but when you dare to face and overcome them, you will realize that you become stronger and have the ability to achieve greater things. So, when you feel helpless and defeated, don't be discouraged. Remember that what you are going through is just part of the final journey. Your efforts and suffering will bring good results, illuminating your future path. Life is not always smooth, but it is the difficult challenges you have to go through that will help you grow and become stronger. Always remember to pray silently these 3 sayings whenever you feel difficult or are being treated unfairly. Success and failure, good or bad, have their own meaning. Everything is for the best, and the hardships you endure will eventually light the way to the future. These three sayings will be the compass that gives you calm confidence and helps you win in life. Continue your journey of wisdom with the wisdom of Stoics. These invaluable lessons are not just theoretical. They are a compass for you to practice and transform your life. Like the great Stoic philosophies, they invite us to focus on what we can control, embrace challenges, and find inner peace. After watching this video, what was the most profound shift in your thinking about discipline, success, or how you face challenges? Share your insights in the comments below. Let's learn and grow together. If you feel these insights have ignited a spark within you, join the wisdom of Stoics to continue your journey of unlocking boundless potential. Don't forget to hit the like button, follow our channel so you don't miss out on profound and valuable lessons, and explore more content that helps you master your life. Let the wisdom of Stoics be your trusted companion on the path to true wisdom and happiness.